Hey everybody, this is Brian from Carving is Fun, and since right now I'm in between some projects, I have plans to do a fun little dragon carving project for y'all. I figured I'd just go over some of the knives I commonly use both on screen here on the channel and off the screen just when I'm carving in private or when I'm just doing stuff for myself. It's a common question I see a lot of you asking, especially is like, what is that knife you're using? So I'll cover a couple of those knives here. The ones you usually see on the channel are going to be my Helvie knives. These are some of my favorite knives that I use here on the channel. They're both nice carbon steel knives. They're both handcrafted knives. The ones I have specifically use a bird tail handle. Like it fits my hands really nice and it's just super comfortable. I find that I can hold on to them for hours at a time without it fatiguing my hand, which is really, really nice. These are little leather sheaths that came with it, so actually I should show you. This is the regular 1 3/4 inch blade right here. It's the one I use most of the time whenever you see me carving my simple little projects. And this is my detail knife. I think it's 1 1/4 inch long, or maybe just an inch long, but it's a great little detail knife. Both of these are nice and thin. And they just glide right through most of the wood that I'm carving. I primarily only use these for basswood since they're nice and thin knives. If I'm using anything thicker, I use other knives, which are usually these guys right here, which is my little OCC set. This little set is my kind of grab and go, look at wood chips in here, grab and go wood carving set. So I have a 1 7/8 inch blade with the fingers handle. It has a little bit more of a contour to it. It's a nice little grip to it. And then I have some smaller, more detailed blades for small work here. Again, I use these like if I'm going to be doing some spoon carving or just carving on the go. It's my little roll bag that I grab and just run with. I got a little hook knife in here too. Give me a couple little options. But this is one that if I'm going somewhere or traveling, I'm just going to grab this one, throw it in my backpack, and then that's what I'm going to primarily end up using. Another little fun little set that I use here myself, and you'll probably be seeing me use this more on the channel here just a little bit. It's this little Flexcut palm and knife set. I think it's a really nice beginner set. It gives you a decent variety, so you have options for whittling, and then you have options for like beginner wood carving with a small little, get that to focus there, focus camera. There we go. A little gouge on there, and also a V gouge. Come on, camera. There you go. There you go. So you got a little V gouge. So you can make nice little patterns while you're carving with your set when you're carving wood, so you can make more detail work or remove wood a little bit easier in odd angles. Another Flexcut knife that I commonly use myself here for like roughing out is my Flexcut stub sloyd knife. This is the shorter version of their sloyd. I personally like it since when I'm carving, I'm usually carving like smaller projects. So if I want to take off some wood stock, I'm just gonna use this smaller one. Oddly enough, the stub sloyd does not come with a sheath, so I bought a sheath separately. I think it was like 17 to 20 bucks. Nice little thing. I always keep this one on my bench and it's my go-to sloyd for right now. Some other knives that I like to have. I started off doing the channel with BeaverCraft because I was just starting to test out multiple different knives. So you'll probably see me using some BeaverCraft stuff on my like owl or first cat that I made. But this one specifically, it's their kind of like a small sloyd knife, but it's the handle design that I really like. A lot of the other BeaverCraft knives come with this, like, it tapers down small, but this one's got a nice wide handle, it reminds me of the bird tail handle. And I find it to be really comfortable for some odd reason. If I'm going to be carving with any BeaverCraft knife, this is actually the first one that comes to my hand. So BeaverCraft, if you're watching this, I want more of this handle. This handle's nice. More of this, please. And another one I ran across recently, I think this is just an odd knife that I really like. I don't know, it fits my hand really nicely. It's a Kakuri, or it's a Japanese thing. Don't ask me to pronounce it. I can't do it. But it's a friction folder knife. It has a chisel grind on it, so you can see it's if the camera wants to focus on it. There you go. You can see that it's ground on one side but flat on the other. I find it's really, really nice for when you're carving, especially when you're doing very like push cuts with your right hand. Lefties might have a harder time using it, so I don't recommend it for left-handed users. Paring cuts, maybe a little bit harder to do. It doesn't really, like this part right here kind of prevents a good paring cut in there, but it's nice for push cuts. Since it's a slip joint, or not slip joint, come on Brian. Since it's a friction folder, it does not have any sort of locking mechanism on it. So that might make it legal for different countries, but just carve normally, like put your thumb on the back here and push with it. It's not going anywhere. It's a neat little option. Some other knives that I've had custom made for me. If you don't know me, I have a thing for Damascus. I really love Damascus steel. It just looks so pretty. These ones were made by another YouTube channel, friend of mine, JP's Bladeworks. If you like watching guys make blades, swords, go check out his channel. He makes amazing stuff. I love his work. And he made these 2 Damascus steel knives for me. They're really cool. He also made some sheaths for it as well, which I'm really happy about. These turned out really nicely. Another one that I got is, and this is probably one of my favorite Damascus whittlers right here. This is made from BeckwithForge on Instagram. Really beautiful knife. I just said, here's some money, go wild with it. Do whatever the heck you want. And he did not disappoint. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful Damascus pattern going on right there. He did a deep etch in it, so it's not gonna wear out like some of the other Damascus ones. If you actually do carve with this one, it's probably gonna wear off the pattern, so you have to re-etch it. But this one, the etching pattern, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it, but it's, you actually feel the ridges up in the pattern there. It's etched deep in there, and he made a nice little leather belt sheath for it, so that's really, really fun. Some of my favorite ones right there. And then this one, this is a neat one. This is actually my traveling whittling kit right here. It is an actual kit. It doesn't need to be much at all. So I have my Great Eastern Cutlery number 62 pocket carver. Great little whittling knife. But this right here is where it's at. And I haven't showed this publicly yet. I've been debating if I want to show this off. But this is a custom leather strop, like a folding leather strop that I custom made. I designed this in a 3D program. I sent it out to a 3D printer to have it made. And this is not your typical 3D printer where it looks like it's like a noodle going around and creating something. This is what's called multi-jet fusion. This one specifically on this side right here is carbon reinforced nylon, and this is just regular nylon. That way it doesn't flex so much on here when you're actually using it. But I then glued a leather strap to it, put some compound on there, and then I have a neat little leather strap that fits right into my 4-inch sheath along with my Great Eastern Cutlery pocket carver, and I have a perfect go-to whittling kit that I just throw on my belt, and it's basically I have a whittling knife and whittling kit wherever I go. I can keep the blade honed sharp, and I can carve whatever the heck I want wherever I want. All right, cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have yourself a good day. I cannot talk. Goodness.